Welcome to this channel. The channel is for educations and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So today I'd like to share with you a critical point which responsible for most of today's Kung Fu distortions, and that including Wing Chun. If you don't know this critical point, if you do not know how to avoid it, then it is guaranteed you will never be able to really learn Chinese Kung Fu. And you will not be able to learn Wing Chun because Wing Chun is a part of Chinese Kung Fu. So I like to share with you this today because in a week ago, I shared this YouTube, the four laws of fighting arts, a lecture on fixing today's broken Wing Chun. Well, after I shared this, many Wing Chun friends and Chinese Kung Fu friends uh, message me or put comment on this YouTube. Well, there are different types of informations chatting with me, comment with me. Some friends is saying that, oh, they don't have the patience to watch the YouTube. Can I just tell them what is the key points? And some will ask me, could they study the 1850s Wing Chun with me? There are all kinds of exchange chatting there. So I decide to make this YouTube today to share with you that you must know what I'm sharing with you today, or else you will not go far on learning Chinese Kung Fu. In fact, the Chinese Kung Fu today, majority of it is completely screwed up due to this point I'm going to share with you. Okay, so let's start. So after I share this, and for example, I got one of those, in the Facebook group. It's like the clarifications on no need to lift weights and strength training is really helpful. How much strength is enough? Is there an idea number? So there's a friend saying that as much strength as you can safely develop. It is a big myth that you don't need strength in martial arts. And here again, his answer is one comment I heard is weightlifting stiffen the muscle, which could reduce the flexibility of the body. It could be due to bias training. We need to find out more. And this is an answer here. It doesn't, as long as you practice flexibility and stretching. Well, you know this person, when you say that, is there any, how much strength is enough? Is there any idea number? And here said, we need to find out more. From this, reading this, he doesn't comprehend what I present here. Okay. And of course, you have friends who actually have experience. That's why they can really clearly answer, okay, or reply. So this is one of the reasons why I want to share with you too today on this critical point. This type of directions in learning Kung Fu or Wing Chun is It's complete mess. Okay. You'll never get anywhere. And of course, due to this, many ask me, "Oh, Henrik, I like to study the 1850s Wing Chun, Xiu Lim Tao sets, all kind of stuff." And that's why I share the sets with you all for free. Whatever you learn from here is much, 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 much more than what you can get from the three Wing Chun set today. The Xiu Lim Tao Cham Kyu Piu Ji for body conditioning or body handling. Technically, scientifically, technically, historically, you know the three sets. Xiu Lim Tao Cham Kyu Piu Ji do not have what in this YouTube have. So just doing this very simple, people be able to learn and develop some skill to the minimum, helping their body. Okay. So that's why I released this. Now, to get into that critical point in Wing Chun and Chinese Kung Fu today, where you want to do all your cost to avoid it, unless you love to live in fantasy or you are a con man, I'm going to share with you in detail so that you know once for all. Well, if you look at today's Chinese Kung Fu or Wing Chun, it is like this. This is a monk's art. This is a Taoist art. This is whatever magic art. Okay. And you have all kinds of this and you call it martial arts. Forget about it. Okay. But today's Kung Fu, seriously, when I look at Kung Fu today, including Wing Chun, it's like this. Everybody have their whatever style and everything, it's like this cartoon. Now, so what is the problem? The problem is this. This apply to Wing Chun and all Kung Fu. There is something called mindful Wing Chun versus no Wing Chun. Now, mindful Wing Chun is not the mindful Wing Chun today you see in commercial and everything. I'll define for you. I will show you step by step what is it in details so you know. So there are two type of Wing Chun today. You speak on Wing Chun, then you can expand this to Kung Fu, Chinese Kung Fu. So there's so-called mindful Wing Chun and there's no Wing Chun. Now, the no Wing Chun usually is equal to my Wing Chun, your Wing Chun, Lee's Wing Chun's, uh, Hendrik's Wing Chun, John Wing Chun. This is all belong to the no Wing Chun group. So the mindful Wing Chun, the mindful Wing Chun, which is Wing Chun, is a mindful Wing Chun. Again, this is not today's commercial stuff. And I want to define with you why it is called mindful Wing Chun. Mindful, the term mindful is aware, settle, and you see thing as it is. You're aware of that things, your awareness settle, and you see what you see as it is. You see what it is as it is. That's called mindful Wing Chun. So mindful Wing Chun meaning that it is a type of Wing Chun. You have this awareness, your awareness settle, and you see the Wing Chun as what it is. Got nothing to do with authentic, whatever. You see it as what it is. I'm going to uh, explain more for you. The no Wing Chun. The reason I call it also is my Wing Chun, your Wing Chun is this. No mean what? Superficially glimpse. And then their mind, their brain start to think, speculate, interpret as they like it. Today's Wing Chun, sorry to say, by history evidence, by scientific evidence, majority is this no Wing Chun. Okay? It's less than or it's very, very minimum the mindful Wing Chun, where you'll be able to see what it is. Now, so example again, the mindful Wing Chun, meaning that the guy when he study the Wing Chun, one learn Tansa is a receiving arm techniques for body close in. So since the mother art of the Wing Chun 1850, the the Shaolin sword strike art to Grandmaster Yip Man, it tell you Tan Sao is for receiving. Go read Grandmaster Yip Man's interview in 1970. And you go and drive up to Shaolin sword strike in 1700 and 1600. Tan is receiving. And then, of course, because sticking body short strike, you move in. So if you really study mindful Wing Chun, you know it's very clear when people talk about Tan Sao or Wing Chun, oh, Tan Sao is a receiving arm technique for body close in. Period. If you do today's Wing Chun or the Wing Chun in past 130 years, when you talk about Tan Sao, well, everybody have a superficial glimpse of Tan Sao. And then they continue on with my seafood does it this way, my lineage say this way, my interpretation is this way. Tan Sao is a great at Tan Sao, Ji Sim do this, Tan Sao, Bruce Lee do this, Tan Sao. But it said nothing, zero on Tan Sao is a receiving arm techniques for body close in. Okay? So, so today you look at all the Wing Chun, it is doing this type of Wing Chun. It take a something for superficial glimpse, and then they start to think they whatever they want, they speculate, they interpret whatever they want. And then they go running around with my seafood, say this is authentic, this is from this guy, that guy, whatever. But it never get to the point, what the heck is Tan Sao? You never. You say, well, this grandmaster say this grandmaster do this. It looked like the Yip Man movie, the Tan Sao against Mike Tyson, well, in the movie, okay? But nobody ever tell you this simple receiving arm technique for body close in. You go read Grandmaster Yip Man 1970s interview. He said that Tan is receiving. Go read it. So 1970 until today is 50 years, about 50, more than 50 years. It turned from the mindful Wing Chun into no Wing Chun, okay, no type of Wing Chun. Now, when Wing Chuners and the Kung Fu practitioner all uh, educate and living this way and think this way, they are living in their fantasy. They have no way to know what is the reality. So the no Wing Chun type of people, or the people who practice the no Wing Chun is beside words or posture Tansa, no one really know what exactly it is. So there are two types of Wing Chun. Are you practice the mindful Wing Chun where really clearly, objectively, you see what the heck it is, a Tansa when people talk about Tansa? Or you practice the no Wing Chun where you just, when you heard the name Tansa, you go around the world, but you never get to what is Tansa. See, Wing Chun is somebody's design. Wing Chun is not up for you or up for your grandmaster or your lineage to design. It's not up for Bruce Lee. Okay? So even Grandmaster Yip Man follow what the ancients teaching. Tan Sao is a receiving hand. But for past 50 years, or even past 100 something years, most are in this no Wing Chun. Now, so the key point here is this. When you study Chinese Kung Fu like Wing Chun or whatever, are you doing it mindfully? You're aware of what it is? And then your awareness settle, you look at it, you study it, you learn it, what it is as it is. Like Bruce Lee say, empty your cup, friend, before you drink new tea. Those are called mindful. Or you are having this no. You have no idea what is mindful, but have this no. Okay? Or you just have a superficial glimpse or brief uh, perceptions of what it is and start to continue on whatever you like. For example, today's Wing Chun structure is that too. And also today's when people explain Xiu Lin Tao as a mindful and so forth, they all based on this. They are no Wing Chun, they are not mindful. So if you the way how you use your mind is the mindful way. Defined here, aware, settle, see things, see what it is as it is. That's called mindful way of using your mind. If your mind is using as this, you just have a superficial glimpse, and then you have your thinking, your speculation, your interpretations, your five sense, as you like to talk about Wing Chun, then you are not using your mind in a mindful way, but the no way. And no way meaning there is a disaster. Okay? So I hope that this is clear for you. So when you practice Xu Lim Tao, you ask, you want to be using this mindful way of thinking or mind. You want to clean your cup, meaning you're aware of what is practiced in that Xu Lim Tao set. You settle it down. You want to look at it is as it is. You want to see what it is as it is. That way you can learn your Xiu Lim Tao. You don't want to get into the no, where you say, well, this is the Xiu Lim Tao. This is based on this grandmaster, that lineage, according to this, and blah, 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 blah. But you have no idea what is the heck inside there. Okay? So same with this. Now the case of oh weightlifting stiffen the muscle, which could reduce the flexibility of the body. If you don't even know about the muscle building, the muscle mass building and strength training, and you just lost here saying that we'll need to find out more. What to find? You go to any gym, you're asking all the people over there, I like to build my muscle, I like to build my muscle mass, grow my muscle. People can tell you really clearly what is what. But if you do the no Wing Chun, you're living out of the reality. And you're living in this. The Chinese is have this superiority complex. Oh, what the Chinese know, the Westerner doesn't know. And yet they have no idea on what is the difference between building muscle, the build growing the muscle and training the strength. So this is the type of people who train in the no Wing Chun, not mindful at all. Okay, it is a serious problem. So like this friend, he said, okay, it doesn't as long as you practice flexibility and stretching. Well, if your 小念頭係 if your 小念頭尋橋標誌 do not have this flexible training like in this for body activations, promote energy flow, this is Chinese, okay? This is a real Chinese. What do you know anyway? So you back to the no Wing Chun type. Now, I'm saying this here. You think I'm putting you down? In fact, no. I'm actually like to cut this clear so that those Wing Chuners who like to be a grandmaster can be a real grandmaster, not scam artists. You look like today's grandmaster in the West. How many say, wow, they visit this grandmaster, this blah, 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 that blah, blah, blah. And then they have their theory, their engine, whatever, whatever, using all the name, all the terms. But they have no idea what is a Tansa. And not to mention that they have no idea on how all the joints of this body is using in this very simple sets. How is that a grandmaster? We in the West don't want those kind of stuff. We want to be mindful and we want to know exactly what the 修炼头 do. So, like over here, we be able to go to the gym, ask the best fitness coach or the Olympic trainer, say, hey, what is the best way to do this and do that? Or is it possible, this and that? Instead of trapped in here, the delusion like that, you'll never get result. So, I hope you got it. Mindful and know. Ask your mind, what is, or observe your mind. What is the pattern of your mind? Is your mind is uh, aware of the thing, settle down and see thing as it is. See what it is as it is. Like Bruce Lee say, you clean your cup, you watch carefully, you observe carefully and see thing as is it, or you just have a glimpse and jump the gun. Now, those friends who message me saying that they don't have the patience and so forth, you know right away there are people like that. They have no patience because they never train to aware, to settle down, and to carefully see what it is as it is what people say. Like Bruce Lee said again, clean your cup if you want to drink my tea or anybody's tea. But people like that is not. They don't have patience because they take a glimpse. They have used to all the speculation stuff. They have no use to calm down, aware, and find out. And finding out thing, you need times. You need patience. It's not like here. You just heard a term and then you start to living in your fantasy and delusion and keeping thinking. Like this person, same thing. When I present here what it is, he is not listening to it. Here he seems that he seems that he listened, but he don't, because he said, "Oh, now the clarifications on no need to lift weight and strength training is really helpful. How much strength is enough?" That tell me he never really settle himself down, calm himself down to really observe, really comprehend what people is presenting, and that's why he asking all these questions. So, bottom line, if you belong to the no group, you're hopeless unless you change it. If you don't want to change this, you're hopeless because you're living in a fantasy. You expect the entire world running in what is your split under what your speculation is. Sorry, the world doesn't run as you like. Okay. So is it easy to change from the no Wing Chun to mindful Wing Chun? Sure. How difficult it is. Just when people talk something, say something, you just sit down, you just listen. If you don't understand, you say, "Can you please explain me? I don't understand. I think this way. Is that what you mean?" It's that simple. But if you go inside your mind and you start to act habitually thinking, when people tell you about Tansa, you start going to the Yip Man, Wing Chun movies and all this thing, you drop that, okay? Or this grandmaster, that grandmaster. There are many people when I when chat with me, when like a term Tansa come out, they have unended storytelling. This Sifu in China doing that, that lineage doing that. This is the way how he doing that. He know all these ways of what all the Mui Jisim whatever do. But guess what? After telling me for 30 minutes, 1 hour, he doesn't even know what it is. He's just only running around with all the stories. We got nothing to do. It is off topics. That's how bad it is. So don't waste your life, okay? That's why I keeping saying that you better off go learn Western boxing. You better off going learn BJJ, learn MMA, because the MMA guy, the Western boxing guy, they are mindful. They're aware, they settle, they know this is a peekaboo, they train with it, they know it how it is, and all kind of stuff. Okay? So for the know and mindful, it exists in China for more than 100 years. Let me share with you one example. This is a Tai Chi Chuan classic. It's a very famous one. The Tai Chi Chuan classic. The thesis of Wang Zhongyue. Okay. So it said Tai Chi is born from, of Wuji and is mother of yin and yang, all kinds of stuff. Okay. And I let's look into the Wang Zhongyue first. And here it said Wang Zhongyue was a legendary figure of history of China, martial art, Tai Chi, some writing, all kind of stuff. But guess what? In the reality, nobody know where the hell he is actually uh, solidly from. Here, the closest one is that he was born in 1771 to 1853. Okay, that's the closest one here. And of course, there are others saying that, right? It's not like Who is Hendrik Santo? Hendrik Santo was born in 1960 and died 2025 or something like that. The, and this is the so-called the grandmaster, the godlike grandmaster, and all this thing, the legendary figure. I call it a fiction figure. Okay, if you use a mindful here. Well, if you want to say legendary, give me the answer, the data. Now, so there's Wang Zhongye. So Chinese make a lot of nonsense like that. This grandmaster, that grandmaster is only bullying by their student. If I have a student who boot me, advertise me as a grandmaster, and the advertise is big enough, everybody will talk Hendrik Santo is a grandmaster, but I'm not. That's the reality, okay? So in Chinese history or martial art, when people say this grandmaster, that grandmaster, ask the questions. Can you pinpoint where he was born, what he have done, who he had fought, or else don't believe on it. Walk away. Okay. Now, on this thing, on the Tai Chi thesis, where the entire world believe on it, and even Wing Chun people today believe on it, making all this internal Wing Chun nonsense. Okay. So this is the delusion, the fantasy. Okay. You see this? He said that in this thesis, in this Tai Chi Chuan classic, effortlessly the Jing reached the head top. Let this Qi sink to the Dantian. Don't learn in any direction. Don't lean in any direction. Suddenly appear, suddenly disappear. Empty the left wherever a pressure appear and similar right. If the opponent raise up, all kind of stuff, and then say a feather cannot be placed and the fly cannot align on any part of the body. The opponent does not know me. I alone know him. To become a peerless boxer result from this. There are many boxing art, although they use different form for the most part, they don't go beyond strong dominate the weak and slow resonating to the swift. The strong defeat the weak, slow, and all this thing. Okay, all the result of the natural ability, not the well-trained techniques. So I mean that here, okay, from the sentence, a force for 4 ounce deflect 1,000 pounds, we know that the technique is not accomplished with strength. The spectacle of an old person defeating of young person, how can it be due to swiftness? Well, this is what here in here by this Wang Zhongye, okay, the legendary, okay. And over here, the most really clear one is saying that he was born 1771, 1853, have no record of who he fought, and he probably just teaching in a small village, okay. Now, do you know the nonsense of here? Do you know the nonsense of here? The entire thing, whether today all the Tai Chi people and even the Wing Chun people believe on this, the Jing and the Qi and all this well-trained techniques or whatever, 4 ounce deflect 1,000 pounds. All of this just show that the so-called legendary figure or the grandmaster never ever have learned the real Chinese martial art from General Qi Ji Guang, where state momentum, power, okay? Power is strength based, momentum is power based, power is strength based, strength is movement based, and movement is all this thing. So this guy have no idea on this. That's why he wrote this. There's no such thing as momentum. And then he just saying that over here, yeah. For the sentence of force of 4 ounce defect the 1,000 pound, we know that the technique is not accomplished with strength. So in general Qi Ji Guang, you have momentum, you have strength, you have moment. This guy completely have no idea on that exists, and yet what? Let me tell you what. Here you talk about, oh, there are some similarity with the Chen Tai Ji. What does Wang Zhongyue say have the similarity with the Chen Tai Ji? Well, in fact, 29 of the Chen Tai Ji's momentum is taken from the General Qi Ji Guang's 32 momentum. So now you have a guy have completely have no idea on that General Qi Ji Guang, have no idea that Chen Tai Ji, the guy who the real original creator of the Tai Ji style, is taking 29 momentum of the 32 momentum of General Qi Ji Guang. And he wrote all the strength, those strength, that strength. Well, what he wrote is just, if you want to talk about how to use strength, Jing, as I share here, the XYZ over here. But come on, this is just a part of this strength-based stuff. You have to have power, you have to have the momentum base. So let's tell you how sad is Chinese Kung Fu today. Everybody is in this delusion, the Chinese delusion, people making up all these cartoons who have no idea on what is a real fighting, real Chinese Kung Fu, and living in the world of the unknown. Okay? So they are not practice the mindful Wing Chun or real Wing Chun. They are not practice the real whatever Chinese Kung Fu, but they're living in their no domain. Okay. So well, if you want to have this, you take this as the this guy as a legendary grandmaster, whatever, godlike, and you take this, which is I just read for you just now. Okay, you can go read it now. Take a picture here, a snapshot and read it, or go to the web and read the Wang Zhongyue's writing and all this thing. Well, he have no idea on this thing, that's for sure, because of his writing is completely out of the blue, is a fantasy. So that's why when the Tai Chi people was knocked out, KO by Xi Xiaodong, and there's another Tai Chi grandmaster were KO by Xi Xiaodong. I mean, do you expect different? Of course not. Why? Because here he tell you already, a feather cannot be placed and a fly cannot align on any part of the body. The opponent does not know me. I alone know him. Well, sure. When Xi Xiaodong give you the momentum, you completely trash. Why? Because you're living in a fantasy. Now you think that I say this in English, only in English, in making YouTube this way for exposing this bullshit nonsense? But no. Take things as a gleam and then start to speculate, making fictions. No, I just wrote an article in the Chinese forum 2 weeks ago on this case. Why? You have to wake people up from nonsense. And you can see that people who read it, who really go fighting and so forth, likes it for a list, a long list of people agree with me. So Wing Chuners, stop to be this no Wing Chun, and then so know so much that getting their internal, this Wang Zhongye stuff, all this stuff, where you completely miss out for the momentum. Internal, mindful. Are you sure? No, you are not mindful. You are not internal. You are just a non Wing Chun. That's why you have my Wing Chun, Hendrik Wing Chun, Joe Wing Chun. Because you have no idea what is Wing Chun. You're just making up whatever. It's just like making this. Okay, kid stuff. But when you face Xi Xiaodong, where of course Xi Xiaodong observe Wing Chuners, observe the Tai Chi people, observe everything in detail, see things as it is, mindful of it. That's why in seconds he KO this Lei Lei, in seconds he KO this, and then he KO Ding Hao of Wing Chun. He know you. He is mindful. He is like Bruce Lee say, clean the cup, aware, settle, see things as it is. He is not have a superficial glimpse and say, oh yeah, I know Wing Chun this way, I know Tai Chi this way, blah, 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 blah. And yet he don't even know whatever he's talking about. But no, Xi Xiaodong is this. So the MMA player is like this. Now you want to face the MMA player or the Western boxer, you better have the mindful, your mind straight. If your mind cannot be straight, it's hopeless. Okay? It is this simple, but this set that I have to tell you from America. Okay? So finally, I like to share with you that to with our friends too who ask me questions. I have this Hendrik Kung Fu clinics in the Facebook group. The key is of this group is to clear up problem, to clear up problem like this. It is not for me. There are plenty of people like over here. There are plenty of different people there discuss in a proper way. No, you don't have to be know it all. You can make mistake, and people is going to share with you. So that's why I call it the Hendrik Kung Fu Clinics. That's in the Facebook group. It's an education stuff. There's not a school or anything. Okay. It got nothing to do with lineage. It's to do with can you see thing 2020 without hallucinations. And so it's this group. And again, many of you guys have my books. Please read it line by line. I know it's painful for those who who is in the no Wing Chun. But if for to learn the real thing, to get the value of my books and really learn something, okay, you need to aware and settle and read my book one sentence by one sentence. After you go through this, after you go through this book, sentence by sentence, have it with a mindful, I'm sure that you learn so much that even in Asia do not have today. Serious. Why? Because this actually is fusion between the ancient, what is the teaching, and today's sports science, scientific stuff. So you know the truth on the history records and you know the truth of the science. You want to build with this, not this. Many times when I speak with Wing Chuners, especially Wing Chuners from Asia, it will sound like this. If you say Tansa, you say, oh, according to my teacher, teach me, Tansa is this way. And his teacher teach him Tansa is that way. It's always like that. But nobody ever tell me what is Tansa. I mean, it's all forward pressure. This grandmaster in the 50s, 60s do all this forward pressure with the, you need to Tansa with forward pressure and structure. Then I said, wait a minute. Can you please read the Grandmaster Yip Man's 1972's, 1973's interview? Did he say that you have to stand there in the structure and then using your tons out forward pressure? Or he said that your body should be like willow, be able to receive whatever it comes. So people don't even read what like Grandmaster Iman say. He tell you already, but you don't read. And you're just keeping with your seafood, and then you claim that this seafood is from this. So that's what the mess. So the bottom line I want to share with you. This is the key, very important key. If you study Chinese Kung Fu, be it Wing Chun or Tai Chi or whatever, if you do not be able to use this mindfulness mind, see things as it is, have a patience to investigate, observe what it is in details, and be able to go testing it out and understand what it is. By going with all, when people said internal, then you have Fa Jing, you have all this grandmaster Zhan San Feng from Tai Chi, Taoist, Buddhist, whatever bullshit, you know, that's the end of story. You know, you always, for your entire life, will live in delusion. Why do that to yourself? Why you want to waste your time for that? Sure, I know that there are many people who is scam artists acting like a grandmaster who do that. But for most of us, why don't we learn something worldwide for ourselves? We pay for it already. So why don't expect for more? Expect for the real thing. Expect for something beneficial you every day. You can say this is Wing Chun. It got nothing to do with you are the best fighter or not. It's like the people who say who play the Beethoven, the Fifth Symphony. He can be grade zero, level zero in piano, playing the Beethoven Symphony, the Fifth Symphony. But there's still Beethoven Fifth Symphony. Does he have to be the best piano player in the world? He doesn't have to. On the opposite side. If you say this is the Beethoven Fifth Symphony, and yet you have no idea what it is, and add in whatever music, now there's a disaster, right? So this is what exactly it is. In this channel, I hope, I wish, I pray that all Wing Chuners, all Chinese Kung Fu player be able to play that, like example, that the Beethoven Fifth Symphony. We can be level zero in piano, but people know, oh yeah, there's Fifth Symphony. He doesn't train that much. He's just beginner. People know, but we don't want to be. We call this the Fifth Symphony, and people listen to it say, is this garbage or what? Now for Wing Chun, for past 130 years, it's like this. There is no Fifth Symphony. There's all garbage, adding up this and that. That's why I just shared with you. Even just a single Tansa, Grandmaster Yip Man in the 1970s interview put it clearly, receiving how many people today making it what forward pressure this way 45-degree. I mean, come on. If you cannot even get that straight, what Wing Chun there? So this is what I'd like to share with you. Make sure get your mind to be able to aware of the things, be able to settle down, be able to observe patiently, and you see what it is as it is. You want to drop all the bad habit of when people say something, you take a glimpse or really a brief perception and start to rolling your mind on your idea, your interpretations, your Wing Chun, your grandmaster, whatever bullshit. You know that is living in fantasy. Okay? You cannot cheat people. Sorry. People can see you through. So, unless you can differentiate between this mindful and no, very, very basic way of using your mind, you will never get out from the delusions. And in fact, it's very simple. I know it is hard work, but well, once you go through it, then your entire life benefit from it. That's yours. Nobody can steal from you. You can go mimic the Beethoven Fifth Symphony with a zero level of piano. That still is the Fifth Symphony. But if you don't go down there note by note, following what is the music of the Beethoven Fifth Symphony, you never learn anything. What's the point? So this is what I like to share with you. If Chinese Kung Fu, including Wing Chun, do not get the point I passed through today, I try to get across today on this. You know there's no Wing Chun, there's no Chinese Kung Fu in another 20 years. When all of us, the old timer, die, it's gone. Okay? Sure, you can go, I practice BJJ, MMA, I practice Western boxing, and you just name a name Wing Chun. So it's like learning how to sing the Chinese opera, and then you put the name there, the Beethoven Fifth Symphony. Who the hell are you going to kid? You think the entire world is full? So it is this serious? And again, you have already paid the price. Why expect for less? Learn the real thing, you will feel good, and you will know. Well, I know it. I have confidence. I'm not good, but I know it.